What is up, my good people? Welcome back to another video. As you already know, we are looking at the NASDAQ Composite Futures this morning. We'll be trading in the afternoon session today, but we're marking up our charts just the same, basically, so that we can be prime and ready to go once we are back on the markets in the afternoon. And I'm going to let you in on what I believe the market is doing right now. So let me just give you the full scope of everything that we've drawn out so far, whether or not I take a trade this morning or not. The technical analysis is still the technical analysis, so you'll be able to let it sink in and let it make sense to you, and hopefully allow it to improve the level of trading that you are currently at. So here we have sell side liquidity and we have buy side liquidity. We see price has been on a downtrend. We went and took out this low here to the left ever so slightly. So that's why you see this line here drawn just barely a little bit away from the previous low right here. Price made this low, but prior to that, we see the high that took us to this low. We did not see a huge push up in this direction, so this was the significant high that we had of the range. So this becomes our dealing range on the daily time frame. So here you can see I drew out a daily fair value gap that price needs to come back to fill up, and we see that drawn out here, this whole zone area, and now we see prices just inching below it. So let's drop down a time frame and see what we did there on the 4 hour. So on the 4 hour, we noticed a few things. Obviously our dealing range here is bigger, right? But we have the buy side and sell side over here. We have a 4 hour fair value gap that we've drawn out right here, and price is approaching that on a lower time frame. We can see that. So price had this significant high up here. We have equal highs, so that's going to be a little bit like a magnet for us too. And we have lows down here, so our dealing range is somewhat of this area now. So up till now, we've kind of been observing how price comes up into this 15-minute gap, and then there's somewhat of a rejection right here. It's kind of struggling to break past it. We've seen it come down to as far as this low over here, and now we're basically kind of looking like we might be consolidating for a bit. My bias overall, I believe, should be bearish. I mean, bullish, because as you see, low was created, high was created. We took out a lot of lows right here to the left, a lot of sell side liquidity, and we put in this low. We see that price was not able to push down, and we're sitting on another fair value gap in this area too. Let me just highlight that for you guys quickly. So we see that we sat on some liquidity right here, and price really was not able to displace past that. So I'm thinking we're a little bit bullish. We've been bullish, right, for some time now. Whether or not we stay bullish is of interest to me. So that's the overall technical analysis for price action so far today. We're bullish, that's our bias. I'm going to step away because I have some things to do this morning, but I will be back here in the afternoon session, and we're gonna get it cracking. And yeah, so if we take a trade, we take a trade. If we don't, nothing looks good to us, then we don't take a trade, and that's completely fine. But with that, I will see you guys in a flash. What's up, my people? We are back on the charts here for the afternoon session as we promised. Had so much happening this morning. I really didn't think I was even going to get a chance to get on the charts, but here we are in the middle of a trade, and we're reading price action ever so nicely. We saw liquidity was taken out to the lows down here, and now price is retracing. I'm not super sure of where it wants to go. I'm probably gonna jump down to the lower time frames pretty soon. We're on the 15-minute. I'm going to be trailing my stops, to be honest. Like, I'm looking at this number and this is pretty good, especially for not really wanting to trade right now because of the hectic morning that we had. But we're up pretty nicely, and we're just going to be trailing our stops. I'm thinking around this area I'm okay with, but I do believe that we have just a little bit more to go to the long side. And price does look like it could be beginning a bearish leg, but we're just going to be a little smart here in the way that we choose to exit on this trade. In the morning we were very bullish, and that made sense for where we were at the time in the market at that point. Now we've gone ahead and basically played out everything that we said was going to happen on the bullish side. And so we have probably just this last leg. There's a slight opportunity that we might go back up to those highs, but more than likely what I'm thinking, because of how high in premium we are probably going to start looking to have somewhat of a turnaround here soon. So I'm just looking at this. This is pretty great. We're up around 700, and yeah, we have some nice risk reward on this. I'm going to probably start looking to trail this pretty soon. I want to be smart about it though, because we might have some room to the upside, but that might just be my ego talking. Let's continue to watch here and observe what the market and the price action is telling us. So sometimes it might be a little beneficial to, when you're trading on the higher time frames. Well, the 15-minute isn't extremely higher time frame, but it gives you a certain amount of context. So it's a little tricky sometimes when you're trying to fully understand and gauge what the market wants to do. So what I'll probably do here now is drop down to the 5-minute time frame, and on the 5-minute time frame, okay, so we're seeing immediately there's a fair value gap that we look to be trading into this fair value gap, and I could see price has come up here before, and I'm seeing some rejection here, so immediately that gives me context. I'm okay with kind of coming out of here. I know that we're probably going to be starting the side of a bearish leg pretty soon. That's probably the entry for the bears right there, so I'm okay taking that. That was a pretty good trade for us right there. I'm not gonna complain about that, but yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. So we got in right around this right above this red line right here. That's around 460, and we took our profits right below this fair value gap. That's a full bullish leg right there for us, and that's around 50 ticks or so that we profited on. So definitely wasn't a bad trade at all. So we like that, and we're glad that we traded that way. I'm very glad I took my profits where I did. You could even see what price action is doing now. I'm going to start looking to, because I'm seeing a lot of rejection here, I'm going to start looking to see if I can get entries on this fair value gap. That would be great. If we come back right up to this area, I'll probably look to enter for a short, because that is what it looks like price wants to do now. So we're just going to gear up for that and remain patient as we watch these markets. The idea is it's very easy to just enter in on a short as we see this, but we want to remain patient as we see price action doing its thing. Alrighty, so we are in the middle of a trade. We got into the short. We watched this price came into this fair value gap that we noted earlier, and I'm a little upset with my entry because I would have much preferred to have gotten entered on this trade a lot closer to the fair value gap, but that's okay. You can't be spot on every single time, and we'll take what we can. So I'm expecting price to come down with some speed. We should get some displacement to the downside pretty shortly here, but I think my entry you know, I'm thinking my entry might be a little early, but that's all right. We'll probably watch it out. I don't expect price to come up to my stop. I don't think that's going to happen, but it might be a little bit of a bumpy ride. We might experience some drawdown in this trade, but yeah, it should lead us to coming close to where my buy limit is at. So we're just gonna watch here. We're gonna be patient. We were expecting some drawdown, so we see that coming right now, but of course that never feels great, especially because we realize that that fair value gap that price is typically rejecting at, it still has some ways above us. So if we're really going to go back into that fair value gap, that's not going to be fun holding this trade, but it is what it is. We're confident that we should see lower somewhat soon, so let's just be patient and watch. Okay. All right, okay, we'll take that. I wasn't expecting it to be that fast, but hey, all right, I'm gonna lock in some of these profits. No need to watch it come back again. We'll take that. Yeah, we weren't even expecting that, but look at that, the market just gave us $500 just like that. I'm so glad we were on the sell side of that trade, because yeah, a fast push like that, and if we were unfortunate enough to be on the buy side of that, we would have been wrecked. But yeah, fortunately the technical analysis takes you to the right places, and it also is a good reminder for me that the draw on liquidity will be the draw on liquidity, you know. So yeah, I think I'll probably watch this back, and I might be upset that I exited early, but no, that's the bad way, not the right way to think. That type of thinking is not gonna build up good habits in the long run. We're glad that we were fortunate enough to be on the right side of that trade. I'm looking out right now. We have just been really moving bullish the whole day, and as we're coming to the close of the main trading hours, we see that price has, you know, really made a push down there to go back to some of these gaps that we see, some of these magnets. So that's kind of what is happening currently. Price has made that really big push down. We barely took out liquidity right here. Let's zoom in. We're just creating a lot of equal lows right here. Looks like we just barely took out some liquidity, so we might see higher. Might start to see higher. We've just sat down on this zone right here, but we'll just watch for now. Let's see what happens. We may also just be calling it for the day, but we'll watch to see. So we're gonna try a quick scalp right here off of that same 5 minute. Not really sure if this is going to hold, so that's why I'm thinking it should be a quick one. Hopefully it moves down with some speed. If it doesn't, then that is okay. All right, we're getting some speed, pushing down here. Yeah, let's keep on watching, see what happens. Okay, we're getting some speed here. Oh man, it's so shaky, so much happening there. So yeah, there's a lot of volatility coming in here and a lot of choppiness. I'm not really loving this price action, even though we just took a W on that trade. You know, we still got some on that trade. It's not looking super great, at least for a hold on that sell. Obviously you could see the big expansion to the long side right here, so we're just taking it easy. There was liquidity taking up top here, so that's the other reason for why we could be going down. We can definitely see a big shoot down, like we are starting to see right now. Yeah. Alright, so we've watched some of this play out. We're in the middle of this trade, just entered. Liquidity was taken out up top here, and looks like there's always a lot of rejection when we get up here, so we thought maybe a sell might be nice, probably for a quick scalp. I don't know how long this will last, but we are getting some pushing down to the downside. That is something we like to see. Yeah, okay, that's great. I will be okay watching this go down here. Okay, yeah, we took that. Yeah, I'll definitely have to watch this back, but I can tell already that I'm not gonna be happy that I got out of that so early, but I did lock in $500 worth of profit right there. So I shouldn't be upset with that, and we read that pretty accurately. We saw a price come up here, and that was our entry. We had very minimal risk on that trade, no drawdown at all, and yeah, we capitalized on $500 worth of gains on that trade right there. So pretty happy with that. I think that'll be my last trade for the day. It's been a pretty good trading day. I think we will lock in those profits and we will live to trade another day. The market is super choppy, and on top of that, we're coming towards the end of the main hours as well. We're kind of already out of it, so we're taking chances as it is already. So we're just gonna go ahead and call it today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and we will see you guys in the next one.